When a being is born, its purpose to live has begun. When the being dies, its purpose to live has come to an end. Two of the questions which come to the mind: why am I here on earth? And what is the purpose of existence? There is a purpose for everything. Beings cannot live without a purpose. We build a house, the purpose is to live in it. We go to work, the purpose is to earn our livelihood. We educate our children so that they may lead a better life. As it is very clear now, for everything we do, there is a purpose. If we look around us in our environment, look around you now, we will find certain objects other than human beings which do have a purpose and some have a common purpose. The stars we see in the night have a common purpose. They twinkle, thus illuminating and dispelling some of the darkness of the night. The trees and plants around us give out oxygen and take in carbon dioxide. This is the very oxygen human beings breathe, which enables us to carry on with their passage of life. The sun creates and emits light, which is the very source of life on earth. After reading up to this point, our understanding has definitely come closer to the answer of the common purpose for all beings. What is that common purpose? What do they all have to evolve to? Let us see if this common purpose can be made crystal clear by taking this example. Rivers flow from various places: mountains, valleys, plains. Streams at various points join the rivers along the course of their flow. These rivers, no matter what direction they take or diverted their course of flow may be, they eventually find their way and flow into the ocean. These streams or rivers can be compared to the individual beings. Definition of a human being here is a soul manifested in a physical body with a mind. The ocean can be compared to that divine soul, our creator, from where all these souls have emanated and have to eventually flow into, like the rivers flow into the ocean. To evolve towards perfection, to be united with the Absolute, is the common purpose for all beings. However, like the river flows into the ocean, no matter what direction it takes, it ends up in the ocean. So, too, for all beings, this is a reality. We are born and our life is flowing from day to day. Some of us know the course of our life while others are just flowing with the tide. The point to note is all beings are flowing along the course, along the path of our lives, and we cannot stop the tide of time. To conclude, like the river flowing into the ocean is a reality, our being alive is a reality. So too, the common purpose of all beings should be a reality for us. No matter at what point in our life, what our purpose at that point is, we should keep this common purpose too in our mind. Only then can we evolve towards it. To understand the human personality, which appears to be complex, it's basically is made of three planes or areas. Three aspects or three personalities of the human personality, if you can take. Spiritual aspect is the one, physical aspect is the one, and mental aspect is the one. These are the three personalities: spiritual personality, physical personality, mental personality. Having categorized the human personality into three basic areas: mental, physical, and spiritual, let us define these areas further. The physical makeup of our personality is related to all that is being carried out on a physical level or a physical plane. This includes human body, all physical activities carried out by a being, our interaction with our immediate physical environment. Interaction with our environment in the physical plane is carried out by the five senses, namely to see, to touch, to taste, to hear, and to smell. The physical environment virtually includes all the physical aspects a being goes through during one's life. The earth we walk on and all things of similar nature having a reflection of the physical plane all are part of the physical plane and are related directly to the physical aspect of being's personality. The mental makeup of the human personality consists of the human brain. The basic functional unit of the brain is the nerve cell or neuron. There are billions of these neurons in the human brain. Communication with our environment takes place via millions of interneural pathways. Information is sent in the form of small pulses of electricity. The brain is the home of all mental processes carried out by beings and includes the ability to think, imagine, rationalize, and seek logical answers to the varied and almost never ending problems of life. The ripples of waves in an ocean are akin to the thoughts in our brain, constantly rising and then falling and disappearing. As a bridge connects the two sides of a river, similarly, the physical and spiritual aspects are connected by a bridge, which is the mental aspect of human personality. Thus, the brain connects the physical and spiritual aspects of the human personality. The spiritual aspect of the human personality is the real, pure, and true personality of a being. It is the source of spiritual knowledge within a being. Spiritual knowledge includes all knowledge of the known and the unknown within it. An understanding of the spiritual aspect of the personality can lead to depth of wisdom and freedom which can only be experienced. The spiritual aspect of the human personality includes qualities like feeling for other beings expressed in the form of positive emotions and the ability to recognize the joy or sorrow of others in a flash among others. These actions are directed straight from the spiritual plane without the process of thought coming into play. Having defined and understood the three aspects of human personality, it is now important to look how these aspects are interrelated, how we react, and what effect they have on us as we move through these three planes or aspects of the human personality. One of the smallest particles of matter is an atom. It consists of central nucleus which is positively charged. The nucleus is surrounded by negatively charged electrons revolving around it. According to Niels Bohr, Danish physicist, electrons move in prescribed orbits around the nucleus. This is now a scientifically proven fact. When an electron gains energy, it jumps to a higher orbit. Similar to the movement of the electron at any given time, a being is either in the physical or mental or spiritual plane. Cosmic and magnetic vibrations and their effect on the human personality. Exploring further, two types of vibrations, namely cosmic and magnetic vibrations, affect these three aspects of the human personality. Our Earth's atmosphere is affected by vibrations from the planets, from our solar system, and the moon, which impact our personality, our attitude, and the way we behave. Every cell in the human body is a magnetic cell which is affected by these vibrations and thus affecting our behavior. The white light of the sun, named as cosmic vibrations, affects the spiritual aspect of human beings. This is how astrological calculations are made possible using the impact of the vibratory effect of planets on a human being and using one's date of birth to determine the character, life path, and future of an individual. Explaining this further using an example, individuals having date of birth as 8 are said to be ruled by the planet Saturn, and astronumerology gives a true account of their character and the way they conduct themselves in life. How is this brought about? Each cell in the human body is an electromagnetic cell, and the atmosphere surrounding the human being is constantly penetrated by vibrations from the planet Saturn. These vibrations have a greater effect on individuals born on the date 8 and impact the way such individuals conduct themselves in life. The vibrations of Saturn have been termed as magnetic vibrations in this chapter, and they impact the physical and mental aspect of human being. The atmosphere around us is being constantly penetrated and bombarded by magnetic vibrations from outer space or cosmos in a pattern related to the position of the planets and heavenly bodies. In the same way, beings are surrounded by our atmosphere, which is bombarded from outer space by cosmic rays, which correspond to the seven cosmic colors of the rainbow. The white light emitted from the sun is composed of these seven cosmic colors. Similar to the switching from high to low frequency channels in a TV or radio, the spiritual plane can be considered to be the high frequency channels which tune to the cosmic vibrations, while the mental and physical aspects of the human personality can be considered to be the lower frequency channels which tune to the magnetic vibrations. Both cosmic and magnetic vibrations or energy levels are always present around us. Cosmic vibrations cause us to suddenly read a spiritual book or feel great compassion and love for our friends. When the feeling or urge thins away and disappears, we return back to the magnetic vibrational effect. In other words, we tune back to the mental and physical planes. Tuning to the cosmic vibrations by switching to the spiritual plane is our flight to freedom. On the other hand, both the mental and the physical aspects of the human personality have their limitations. As a dog chained to a post can move around only in the limited area up to which the chain can stretch, so too the magnetic vibrations of the mental and physical planes are limited and hence keep a being within their limits. Only when a being tunes to the spiritual plane does one goes beyond the mental and physical planes. A being has to maintain a continuous non-stop flow of exchange between himself and the universe to stay alive. This requires food, water, air, light, etc. Life would stop if the flow of exchange between the being and the universe were to be interrupted in any way. Most beings are unconscious of this fact, and instead of strengthening their ties with the spiritual plane, they spend their time destroying and cutting this relationship and thus making it impossible for the spiritual knowledge of the spiritual plane to guide the being. A being may not find it possible to stay in the spiritual plane all the time. The question to be asked is, do we sleep all the time? Do we work all the time? Do we eat all the time? The answer is no. So too, we must make it a habit to tune into the cosmic vibrations of the spiritual plane. This is the only real way to improve whatever we may be involved in doing in the mental and physical planes, like our work, our relationship with other beings, and so on. Many beings just walk in and out of the spiritual plane, similar to walking in out and out of a room, not realizing what is to be achieved in the spiritual plane. There is no escaping the fact that as a being grows older, he has to realize the real purpose for which he is on earth. All work carried out by the mental and physical personality of a being must be guided by the spiritual aspect of the human personality. Only then will total calm and harmony exist for a being. For this to be achieved, all the traits of the spiritual plane have to be understood. A sincere effort has to be made to put them into practice in our daily lives, failing which peace and harmony will never manifest in the being. One question which can now be easily answered is related to the fact that all beings are different. When you look at the stars in the sky, they twinkle, and this twinkling is giving a message of love to each other. Look within yourself as you have a soul, and so do all other beings. All these souls are similar in nature. Like the stars, they too are twinkling, giving the same message to each other. Now look at the physical body and mental plane, which is the brain. Physically, beings are different in the way they look. This is analogous to the fact that the lines in the palm of no two beings are alike. The mental level of all beings is different. Hence, we answered the question that beings are different because the mental and physical aspects of all beings are different. But when we look at the spiritual plane, the soul is the same. When the three aspects of the human personality integrate and unite, total harmony prevails, and the common purpose for which a being is on earth is realized. Every single being on earth moves along the path of life we experience and interacts basically with three types of experiences. They are positive experiences, negative experiences, neutral experiences. Let us understand these three types of experiences a little bit more. Positive cycle, negative cycle, and let us define the straight line as the neutral line separating the positive and negative cycles. So too, a being goes through only three types of experiences: positive, which is pleasant and has a good effect on us; neutral, which has no reaction or effect on us, either good or bad; and finally, a negative type of experience which has a bad effect on us. A being goes through a period of happiness or sorrow, or partial happiness, partial sorrow, depending on the type of experience the being is going through. At midnight, there is total darkness. At sunset and sunrise, there is partial daylight, partial darkness. At mid noon, sunlight is at its peak. We are totally surrounded by light. So too is our present path of life. Period of great sorrow, midnight when there is total darkness. Period of partial sorrow happiness equals sunset or sunrise when there is partial light and partial darkness. Period of great happiness equals the afternoon sun when we are totally surrounded by light. Stars dispel some of the darkness of the night. The sun completely dispels darkness of the night. Similarly, every problem we face is like the darkness of the night. The vital experience we gain from it is like the light of the stars. The ultimate benefit or peace we finally get is comparable to the light of the sun. The questions to be answered now are: how can we maintain total calm and peace within ourselves? How can we live in total harmony with our surroundings, our environment, so that the common and the highest purpose for which all beings are on earth can be achieved? All beings possess a mind and a soul, that by means of which we think of everything, we become aware of everything, and whose existence is revealed in every thought is the mind. The source of all knowledge, all wisdom, and complete freedom is the soul. Mind relates to the mental, thinking aspect in an individual. The soul relates to the individual soul through which life expresses itself and is a part of the universal soul. This is the very basic terminology used to describe the makeup of a human being. The mind operates through the brain, and the brain has the capability to analyze any type of situation. The soul operates through free will. It is our power to use the free will of discrimination or the power of correct discrimination between good, bad, right, or wrong, which can guide us and grant the power to have peace within ourselves. This is that wonderful gift which all beings possess, but unfortunately utilize only a small part of its infinite potential. Here is a simple way that can assist a being to tackle every problem. Any situation we face either belongs to the physical plane or mental plane or the spiritual plane. The brain can analyze this and put the problem or the situation in that plane. Using our power of discrimination, anything which belongs to the physical or mental plane is a temporary impression and will die or dissolve after some time. A worry or thought of today is not necessarily going to be a worry or thought of the distant future. There is no need to be attached to such thoughts and actions. Let them pass. Anything belonging to the spiritual plane, however, will live forever. The effect spirituality has on beings is one of calmness, happiness, and bliss. Last of all, let us try and analyze this infinite power of free will or this infinite power of free will of correct discrimination. Free will is like the water of the sea or river, which assumes exactly the shape of the seashore or the banks of the river when it touches them, no matter how the seashore or the bank of the river is shaped. Free will is like the wind which flows freely and fits itself according to the shape of its surrounding. Like in a room, it fills it with air, assuming the shape of the room, yet the air continues to flow freely. Such is the infinite power of free will. It will do exactly what you want it to do, but its power is still infinite. Whenever you get the opportunity, look at a tree and observe how calmly and patiently it stands there, not at all disturbed by its surroundings. Be like the tree. When a problem or negative experience comes, it will shake you, but like the heavy winds, it will pass on and there will be peace and calm again. This is only possible by using the infinite power of the free will to discriminate correctly. This free will and this power of discrimination are present in everything. It is so immense that if used correctly, it is capable of performing the following miracles. First miracle is it transforms sadness and sorrow into happiness. Second miracle, a being can understand all his drawbacks and weak points, thus, one's character can be altered and changed accordingly. Third miracle, a being will be able to alter and change one's environment or surroundings so that total harmony and peace prevails. Fourth miracle, we can alter and change the attitude of anyone we interact with. Power of the free will to discriminate correctly can only be realized when a being is able to overcome hate and fear. These are the two common causes of all negative experiences and problems a being faces. Knowledge leads to wisdom, and wisdom leads to freedom. So, this is the first chapter. So, mm, we will know about meditation in the next video. Thank you for listening. Please do subscribe. Bye, everyone.